Hey everybody, Karen from Master Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So this is a follow-up video that answers your questions when we had a conversation about reptilians. So this is going to answer questions that came out of your comments from that video. We're going to ask the lead team about reptilians, disclosure, hidden power structures, fear, manipulation, consciousness, awakening, and humanity's future. Okay, so those are the themes that your comments had questions about. All right, so I have a little description, and then we're going to go into your questions. The first question being, are reptilians real beings rather than symbolic ideas? Okay. So I'm curious to know that myself. We have 40 questions. 40 questions today. If you have additional questions when we go through this, put them in the comments. We'll pull them and create another video for you. Part 3 on reptilians if we have to. Okay, so again, here's a little description. So many people who explore disclosure, ancient civilization, non-human intelligence, and consciousness eventually come across discussions about reptilians. I guess that's true. I don't know. It happened to me. So it was like a couple months ago, and I even said in a video, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was like, I can't even go there. I can't go there. I can't even say the word. And I remember somebody in the community said, oh, come on, just say it. You're talking about reptilians, right? And I'm like, oh my God, like it felt so ridiculous to even say that. Like my human brain was just like, no, I can't say it. And here we are. Okay. Some researchers, channelers, and spiritual communities describe reptilians as actual beings, while others view them as symbolic representations of power, fear, domination, survival consciousness, and aspects of human behavior. Okay. Over time, the reptilian conversation has expanded far beyond reptilians themselves. Now, keep in mind, this introduction was created based on your comments from the last video, okay? So, so this isn't like my research or anything. This was just Mabel just put it together for me based on your comments. So over time, the reptilian conversation has expanded far beyond reptilians themselves and into much larger questions about control systems, media influence, consent, disclosure, discernment, awakening, and how people relate to fear. Some believe reptilians are a literal part of humanity's hidden history. Others believe the entire concept is misunderstood, exaggerated, symbolic, or a mixture of several different ideas that have been combined together over time. What makes this topic interesting is that people often begin by asking about reptilians and end up asking much bigger questions about consciousness, power, manipulation, awakening, and personal sovereignty, which is amazing. That's exactly what we should be doing. Even if they say, yes, reptilians are real, they're not just symbolic. First of all, this is entertainment purposes only, and allegedly, you're going to take that information in a way that feels right to you. Half of us are going to believe that, and half of us are not going to. And that is okay. You're going to follow your inner guidance. And then hopefully, based on every conversation we have here, you are asking bigger questions about consciousness, power, manipulation, awakening, and personal sovereignty is like the ultimate, Okay, so that would be the goal. So this episode will explore whether the reptilian concept is describing something literal, symbolic, if it's misunderstood, exaggerated, or some combination of all four. All right, so let's say the prayer. Let's tap in. I've already done the law of challenge for today, so we're all good there. I know the energy is truthful and of the highest light. So, in the name of Christ. Oh, in the name of Christ. Yeah, no, that's not right. That's the law of challenge. Okay, I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light. And ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, lead team. I keep laughing at myself because I say the exactly same thing. Hey, lead team. Oh, well, it's just easier. How you doing today? Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with us and partnering with us. We really appreciate it. Let me ask first, just to make sure, are you going to, okay, so are these questions for our highest good to know the answers to them? Yes, okay. Is there any reason for us to think you might tell us something that would not be in our highest interest, in our best interest? Is there any reason we should know? Are you reading my energy at all when you answer these questions? No. Are you reading my biases and my own opinions at all when you're reading? No. Okay, I have a standing declaration with them that they not do that. So just so you know. Okay, so question number 1. Are you guys ready? Let's find out. Are reptilians real beings rather than symbolic ideas? Yes. Okay. Are reptilians real beings posing as human beings on Earth? That was not one of your questions, but now I'm curious. Yes. Okay. Are reptilians more energetic or interdimensional than physical? No. Are some reptilians energetic and interdimensional rather than physical? Yes. Okay. So they live in other dimensions as well. It's not just Earth. Yes. Are reptilians another dimensional, energetic race of beings like starseeds? Yes. Are all reptilians negative or low energy? No. Do reptilians have a reputation for being negative and low energy? Yes. Do they deserve that reputation? Yes. It's very small yes, though. Okay. What population or what percentage of reptilians on Earth? Again, I don't think is this any different than someone who would be like Arcturians who are represented on Earth? Is this any different than that? No. Is it any different than starseeds who are living in human bodies on Earth? No. Okay. So are there any starseeds who are of low energy? And yes. See, we never asked those things. Are there Arcturians who are of low energy on Earth? Yes. Would you say that is it about the same percentage as reptilians? No. Okay. So let me clarify. Are the lower energy, the number of lower energy reptilians on Earth, or negative energy or whatever, are there more of them than there are lower energy starseeds on Earth? No. Okay. So they're just another being having a human experience. Yes. And they represent high and low vibration on Earth. Is that correct? Yes. So there are reptilians, there are human beings from a reptilian race who are living on Earth from a high vibration. Yes. These are none of your questions. I just had to know that. All of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. I think I was inspired to ask all that. Okay. Is part of the reptilian story symbolic rather than literal? Yes. That's the key. So the beings themselves are not symbolic. It's the story is symbolic, is part of the story symbolic, yeah. Like we just, I think I just clarified for myself exactly. It's just that every time we hear channelers or whomever talk about reptilians, has any channeler ever written a book working with reptilians? Like, we've been talking about the series about the Arcturians. And there's books about starseeds. Has anybody written a book being a reptilian? I mean, that wouldn't just represent the negative, Oh, they're saying no. Okay. Well, maybe if you're a reptilian and you're at a high vibration, it's time to do that. Right? So that we can learn differently. Let's see. Are some reptilian stories exaggerated or distorted through internet culture and fear? Yes. So you guys hit on that. You guys hit on that for sure. Did people who first reported reptilian experiences correctly interpret what they observed? Yes. The people who first reported. Yes. Has the reputation or has it been exaggerated? The fear of the reptilian race, has it been exaggerated? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Would another explanation fit some of the same observations? Like the first observations? Okay, no. They're saying no. The first observations were correct. Okay. Turn my air off. It's getting cold. Are hidden power structures operating in ways the public does not fully understand? Yes. Are the hidden power structures operating just from low vibration reptilians? No, it's not just low vibration reptilians. Are there other spiritual beings having human experience that are a part of these hidden structures? Yes. Okay. Are there some that, and I'm only picking on Arcturians because we've talked about them recently, and starseeds. Are there some starseeds a part of hidden power structures operating in ways the public does not fully see? Yes. Are there some starseeds who would be considered black hats? Had never asked that question. Yes. Are there starseeds who would be considered white hats? Yes. See, doesn't that just open up the whole perspective? Yeah, when we think of starseeds, honestly, tell me honestly, have you ever thought of a low vibration starseed before? Maybe you've interacted with some, I don't know, but I haven't. But every time I heard the word reptilian, I was like, whoa. That's like saying the word tarantula or black widow spider, Versus, here it is. Okay. Reptilians are black widow spiders and starseeds are daddy long legs. Right? I mean, who's afraid of a daddy long leg? I mean, yeah, like, oh, look, gonna crawl on me. What's the big deal? Right? I mean, that's really what it is. It's kind of funny. So, okay. Are there some Arcturians who are black hats? that we would consider black hat? Yes. And white hats as well? Yes. Okay, well, are there reptilians who are black hats? Yes. And are there reptilians who are white hats? Yes. So we need to change our thoughts about the reptilian. And, putting them all in one, here we are, discriminating. Yes. Oh my gosh, really wide swing on that, you guys. Really wide swing. I think this is so great because it just helps us to think about how much we judge things that we don't fully understand, and to maybe stop doing that. Kind of a theme right now in the spirit circle is we're discussing judgment and judging, and how much is that a part of our spiritual journey to learn to not do that. How much happier would we be if we didn't spend any time in judgment? And is that possible? The lead team saying yes. Okay. Is fear one of the main ways humanity is influenced emotionally? We kind of know that. Yep. Yes. Are some systems designed to keep people distracted, fearful, emotionally reactive, or disconnected from themselves? Is that actually going on? Yes. Like purposefully going on? Designed that way? Yes. Is humanity becoming more aware of manipulation through media, politics, technology, entertainment, and emotional triggering? Yes. It's funny, I just paused for a second because I was like, I feel like I've answered these questions. I feel like I've recorded this video already. And then I couldn't find it. But so then I'm like, well, even if I did, maybe there's a reason why I'm recording it again. I just feel like we've answered these questions. And it's probably, if that's true, and I'm recording this again, it's probably because I'm picking up a lot of different ideas around this whole subject. So whatever, if we've already answered these questions, then, maybe you'll hear it differently, because I certainly am. All right, let's see. Are people beginning to emotionally reject fear-based programming? Yes. More than we have in the past? Is it beginning yes? Okay. Are we rejecting it, or are we more ignoring it? No. Okay, good. Because we don't want to ignore it. We still need to pay attention, right? Yes. Okay. So people are learning how to still get information without tapping into the really fear-based stuff. Yes. Is I do not consent becoming a meaningful shift for some people collectively? So that must have been a question you guys had, if that's even working. Yes. And in fact, right before this, I just did another one, withdrawing consent, on fear, anxiety, and nervous system overload. That was a new one that came from the community. So I think that would have been posted last night. Okay, so if you want to catch that, I'll go ahead and post it right here. I'll post the playlist, the withdraw consent playlist, if you want to see all the different topics that we had in there. Okay. Can withdrawing consent change what people feel emotionally drawn to? Yes, really wide swing. Are those withdrawing consent clearings helpful and for our highest good? I don't know if I've ever asked. I mean, we have they wouldn't have done the clearing if it wasn't, but yes. Okay. Is withdrawing consent necessary? Do you think that's necessary? Yes. Have we unconsciously consented to things? Yes. Okay, so that is a thing. Unconsciously consenting. Yes, that is a thing. Okay. Interesting. Which is what I thought, which is why we did the withdrawing consent. So again, take that or leave it, however that resonates with you. And maybe do one of the clearings and see if it makes any difference for you. Then you'll know. I mean, then you'll just know if you feel differently, obviously more positive. So can people physically feel changes when they disconnect from fear-based influences? Yes. Probably just the opposite. Can people, we know. Can people physically feel changes when they connect to love-based influences? Yes. Does constant focus on fear feed the very thing people are trying to overcome? Yes. And here's even a harder one. Does constant focus on the negative energies and what they're doing give them more energy, more power? Yes. So that's okay, do they get their power just from our attention? No. That's good to know. Do they get their power from our reaction? Yes. So that's what people mean by observe but don't absorb. Yes. Okay. So when you find yourself, I'm finding it happens less and less and less and less for me. The more we talk about this stuff, the more energy clearings I do, the more spiritual work I do, which is great. Sometimes it still creeps in and then you got to turn it off, right? So it's just paying attention. And everybody, it depends on how much you slept, how much you're taking care of yourself, how busy you are, all that kind of stuff. Can people physically feel changes when they disconnect? Did we already do that? Okay, when they disconnect from fear-based influences? Yes. Is attention itself a form of energetic consent? No. Can it be? Can attention itself be a form of energetic consent? Yes. So how do we be careful about that, you guys? So when you're paying attention, is it okay? So when we're paying attention to something because we want to, and we feel as humans we probably should pay attention to what's going on, are we giving energetic consent by the reaction that we have to it? Yes. So if we start having a negative reaction and we decide to send love instead, is that a good thing? Yes. Okay. Are people becoming more sensitive to manipulation emotionally and energetically? Yes. Can people explore dark topics like reptilians without lowering their vibration? Yes. Does it depend on where they're at on their spiritual journey? Yes. Does it depend on how much sleep they've gotten? Yes. Does it depend on how overwhelmed they are in life with other things? Yes. So that's why self-care is so important. And they have been harboring on us for months and months and months and months and months about self-care, which is why we now do a self-care video at the beginning of every month. Okay, so check those out if you haven't. They usually come out I try to do them like the very first day of the month, so you can count on that for the most part, first or second day. Are some disclosure conversations intentionally designed to create fear rather than awareness? Yes. Anybody going to see the Disclosure movie? Disclosure Day? I am next Tuesday. Depends on when I post this. Yeah, it'll be next week. So I will probably post, I'll give it a week maybe, just to give people a chance to see it. And then I'm going to do a post asking for your questions about it. Okay, and we'll do a whole video on your questions about that movie. Okay, because I'm going to be very curious about that. All right. Are some disclosure creators unintentionally spreading fear while trying to wake people up? Yes. Boo-hoo. Stop it. Just stop it. I keep hearing like, oh, well, government in general. They don't want to overwhelm people, so they just put out this, or they change the message because they don't want to overwhelm. And it's like, no, stop it, because then nobody trusts. The truth is better than anything, in my opinion. Just truth. We have to stop it, you guys. It's absolutely annoying. It's all the manipulation. It's everybody wondering what this new, what Project 2025 is. And it's like, or what the data centers is really doing and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh, for effing sake, we need to get to a point where, I don't know how that's going to happen, but energetically, actually, that's probably how it's going to happen. Energetically, we're going to be able to just pick up, and people are not actually, yeah, that's what the golden future, Diana Cooper has told us in the golden future, if you believe that people won't be able to lie in the golden future because you'll be able to read their auras. You'll know, just like many of us can tell now when somebody's lying, we just intuitively know, but you'll actually be able to see their auras in the golden future. So it just slowly is going to have to shift, so that's good. And I know it's harder for those of us who pick up on it now, and we're like, my God, how are we ever going to get out of this rut? Well, this is how we're going to get out of it. Is just people are going to be like, you're ridiculous. You're just ridiculous. Which we have to try to do, and not in a judgy way. We have to just say, yeah, that's ridiculous, and we're shifting that, just not putting up with it anymore. Okay, let's see. Is disclosure happening slowly because humanity could not emotionally handle everything at once? No. Is disclosure happening slowly because of manipulation and control? Yes. See what I mean? Like, come on, let's just not be ridiculous. We can handle things. Are some governments already aware of non-human intelligence? Yes. Are some religious institutions privately preparing for future disclosure conversations? Oh yeah, remember that? Remember we talked about that some of the preachers have been told. That's what we were told. Somebody started saying that there were preachers who have been prepared to start talking to their congregations. Is that true? Yes. Are some people spiritually remembering things before disclosure fully happens? Yes. Are synchronicities, intuition, vivid dreams, and consciousness shifts increasing right now? Yes, like I've told you a couple of my extraterrestrial visits in my dreams, quote unquote dreams. Is humanity becoming more emotionally and energetically sensitive? Did we already ask that one? Yes. Are some people becoming spiritually overwhelmed from consuming too much disclosure content too quickly? Yes, of course. You have to keep checking in. You start to feel off, unregulated, then you need to take a break, right? I've had to do that too. Yes. Is grounding becoming just as important as awakening right now? Yes, I did get a grounding sheet, and I'm happy to report I am sleeping pretty darn good, I have to say. And I'm actually also having dreams, so maybe that's part of it, is just helping me process those. I don't know. They're saying yes. So I will post, I think we posted our grounding sheet before, but now I can say it's been a couple weeks, and I actually have it underneath the blanket I'm sleeping on, like a little thin blanket. So, and it seems to be working. So I'll keep you posted. Yeah, that's interesting. I had a lot of back pain last night. My hip, like I could barely even bend down. But when I woke up in the morning, and maybe it was just naturally better anyways, but it's supposed to, this grounding sheets are supposed to help with inflammation too. Just like putting your feet in the dirt, you know? I don't know. It's interesting. I'm kind of excited to be sleeping on it for like 6 months, you know? I'll link it in if you want to see the one that I have, I think it was like $39. So it wasn't too bad. I will link it below in the description. Okay. Is humanity slowly moving away? Oh wait, I think I forgot one. Are people learning that discernment matters more than blindly trusting governments? Yes. Influencers? Yes, probably anybody. Psychics, channelers, spiritual teachers. Yes. Yes. Good. And again, is discernment different for everybody? Everybody's discernment is different. Yes. Following your own intuition is different than my intuition. Yes. So just be careful, because I sometimes feel the word discernment is used as a way of judging, like use your discernment. You're not using discernment. Well, how do you know I'm not? How do you know your child's not using discernment? It's their discernment, right? So we got to help each other trust our own discernment. But I do feel like that word, there's some judgment to that word. So maybe I'm just judging myself when I use it. I don't know. But tap into that and see if there's any truth to that for you. Is humanity slowly moving away from fear-based consciousness towards greater awareness? Yes. And we're moving towards love consciousness? Yes. Yay. Is the real battle happening more through consciousness and emotion than physical warfare? Yes. Great question. Great question. I'm assuming physical warfare. I think we probably know what that means. Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. This is probably going to bring up these questions, a lot of other questions. So please ask them. Okay. Like we could have so many other conversations about this type of stuff. Is emotional sovereignty becoming more important than political identity? Oh my gosh, you guys. Yes. What a great way to put that. Love that. I love that for us, that somebody in the community asked that question. I love that. Or you guys were having conversation about that and Mabel put that into a question. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Can humanity spiritually awaken while still struggling emotionally, mentally, or physically? Yes. Yes. You just do your best one day at a time. Are people becoming less interested in doom scrolling and fear-based content? Yes. Every time I find myself about to do it again, I'm like, ew. So then I go look for a canning video. Oh, yes, I do. I'm loving it. Are some people realizing they no longer resonate with information sources they once trusted? Yes. Did you guys, anybody listen to what's his name? His name is drawing a blank on his name, from 60 Minutes, his interview about what happened with 60 Minutes. I'm telling you, the same kind of thing happened to me. Same kind of thing happened to me. You just get blindsided by, I'd worked in higher ed for 23 years, and they were doing layoffs, and they just like bring you into a room. And I was like out of 23 years, there was 5 of us, and I had the least, what do you call it? I was there the least amount of time, 23 years out of the 5 of us. So even though I had held even higher positions prior to that, but whatever, I still got, just sucker punched. This is what they do. I mean, it's like unbelievable, If they were acting from love instead of fear for their own safety as an organization, they wouldn't treat people like that, And it was kind of cool because there was like a group of faculty that had known me for so long, a group of staff that had known me for so long, and there was a little bit of backlash. I got a bunch of cards. It was kind of nice. But that's what organizations do, because out of fear for themselves, protecting themselves, rather than like doing it in a really compassionate way. I literally got a phone call. I was supposed to go to a meeting. It was like 9:30 in the morning. We were supposed to go to a meeting, the group of us, the counselors, we were supposed to go there together. And I get a phone call. Now our boss had just been let go, and it kind of made its way through so we thought they were gathering us together to tell us, even though we all knew it, of course. And I get a phone call 10 minutes before that meeting asking me to come to the conference room. And I'm like, what the? I mean, we had no idea one of the counselors was going to be let go that day. Yep, just 23 years, just tossed out on the street. I had an option. Would you like to stay for a month and help us during registration, which they let me go right before registration, which was like our busiest time of just a bunch of idiots. Anyways, they're just dumb. It's just dumb. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to stay and help you. So I didn't go back. And here I am today. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'll tell you, I know I'm really off track here. I don't think I've ever told this story, but a week before, I was in the bathroom, and I literally, because I just had enough of working for someone else. I loved my colleagues, loved them, loved the students I was working with, totally loved them. Not dissing that kind of career. It was the best career I could have had, okay, for me. But I was ready to go, but I couldn't quit. I couldn't quit, and I didn't want to go anywhere else. So I was like, please let it be me. Let it be me. And a week later, we had no idea nobody was going to be let go from the counselors. A week later, talk about listening. Yeah, so I got sucker punched because I actually asked for it. But didn't mean it wasn't painful, And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I had always wanted to just work for myself. But my husband and I could not let the security of having a job go. We couldn't let it, we just couldn't, So I don't know, maybe if you're interested, I could tell that whole story sometime. It's kind of interesting, just like my spiritual story about that. Okay, so just a few more questions. Sorry, I should have told that story at the end. Okay, let's see. Where did I leave off? Is humanity learning the difference between awareness and obsession? That's funny. Yes. And I think those questions are good because it's just, it's a prompt for you to think, do I understand the difference between awareness and obsession? It's a good, and that's on any topic. Just anything, right? Yes. Is consciousness itself becoming the real disclosure? Yes. Love that. Okay, this is Mabel's 40th question, and I asked her to try to do something funny. Let's see what she came up with. Are reptilians actually running the planet, or are humans fully capable of creating enough chaos on their own? That was good. That was good, Mabel. Yes. Okay. Are reptilians running the planet? No. So not just reptilians. No, not just reptilians. And are humans fully capable of creating enough chaos on their own? Yes. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right, you guys. I will hopefully this sparked some interest in your own spiritual growth and questioning and other questions you might have that you would like to discuss here. So leave them in the comments. I'll pull them and we'll go from there. All right, take care. Bye-bye.